The minister in charge of Muslim affairs explained that Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew was describing a worst-case scenario when he spoke about the Malay Muslim community in his latest book. Dr. Yaacob Ibrahim was responding to media queries on the sidelines of a check presentation ceremony at Yayasan Mendaki. In the book, Hard Truth to Keep Singapore Going, Mr. Lee said multiracialism in Singapore is, quote, progressing very nicely until the surge of Islam came. Dr. Yaacob says the rise in religiosity in almost all faith communities has been described as a reaction to modernization. He notes that Mr. Lee believes these reactions can be divisive and saw it as his responsibility to warn Singaporeans about the possible risks in society. Dr. Yaacob adds that Singapore is a secular country that respects and protects the rights of Muslims to practice their own religion, and this is fundamental to Singapore's identity.
Many Muslims and non-Muslims in Singapore have commented on MM's remarks on Muslims, and they have told me and told us that the scenario painted by MM is not the reality that they face in the day-to-day lives that they experience here in Singapore. And to me, that's a very good sign. I mean, personally, I'll be very worried if they agree with the scenario that MM has painted, because it means that for us to be a committed Muslim of any other faith is incompatible with being a loyal citizen.
Dr. Yaacob also urged Muslims to take Mr. Lee's comments in perspective.
But let's look at this rationally, read the book, understand where he's coming from. And don't just read one book. See MM in his whole lifespan, the struggle that he has gone through, right? At the end of the day, he has a certain perspective. That perspective may not be accurate now, maybe 40 years ago. So that's why I disagree with him when I mentioned in the book that the reality at the ground is people are working together side by side.